can't help it. I can't help but listen and think about what I'm listening to on live today and the stuff I hear. First off, this is day 2. It's not even over with, but once my mind gets going, once I start thinking about things, I have to come here. I have to get them out while it's fresh. I watched earlier and I was going, so far still I think it's probably the best event of the year. So far for me, it's been the most fun to watch. The questions I have, the watching what guys are doing, watching a little bit of the end of the year race stuff, but man, I'm really, really in depth in this stuff. Okay, I'm watching the leader, Caleb, and I'm just watching him do the most simple fishing in the world. That's not a knock on him by any means. That's just he's just flipping down the bank, and I'm just looking at that going, it looks so easy, and what he's doing is easy. And I guess he's from around there, so he probably knows. But that's the interesting part is that was there for everyone to do, and he's the only one doing it. Now, I personally think it's all about spot, the area he's in, and how did he know that? Maybe he already knew about it, maybe whatever. But just pretty cool what he's doing. Saw Chris making a move to go up there to 7. I think that maybe where Corey was fishing. Maybe he was fishing up there. Who knows? I don't know. It's hard to follow. I want to get off track here, but it is sometimes hard to go, man, why is he making that move? When you got guys like Chris and Corey, you can't really sit there and say, oh, he's making this move because of this. He might just be making this move because of his brother. The information they have, they might make moves differently. Maybe his brother saw a bunch of guys catch fish. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters. I'll get into that in a second. It's hard to figure out, who knows why he's doing it. There could be 1,000 different things, and it might not have anything to do with his practice or anything. I'm watching Trey struggle, and I was watching this all go down. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, that live scope thing, God, there's so much to this, guys. And I'm going to tie it all together. I was watching this live scope thing go down. This live scope thing is not really panning out for him. And he's staying on this river that is this frog flipping swim, these guys are, I'm not saying everyone's doing good without forward facing sonar. You're on a lake or a river that's that's made to do all this stuff. But you still choose to do live scope, which a lot of guys are still doing. And then he runs into Tyler Williams. And I was going, 2 live scopers. They both weren't doing good. And maybe a lot of guys aren't doing good, right? Fishing's still hard. I get it. But you can see that, remember what the video I put out yesterday was man, you get into your comfort zone. I laugh at all these guys that, we're going to Mississippi, and they talk about frogging and flipping and braid and all this stuff, but you don't see them do it. I'm not saying it's all for show, but you don't see them do that stuff. You see them do what they're comfortable with doing, what they want to do, with what they know how to do. The other stuff is oh yeah, that's what goes on there, but they're not doing it. So why is this a big deal, right? Why does it matter how they fish or what they do or any of this stuff? Here's why. There was a comment made about I want to earn the respect. I want to earn respect in the fishing game, and it's hard to do it. That statement is true. Statement is massively true. I remember being young. Everyone was young at some point in time, and if you were successful when you were young, it's tough. It happened to me on Livingston. It definitely happened to me on Rayburn. It was tough on. It was more tough on Rayburn than it was Livingston. Livingston, I was younger, but it wasn't the same group of fishermen. But when I got to Rayburn, whoo! I got put through the ringer with people. We were doing really good. We were young, and we didn't really care what everyone else thought. And we were just out there fishing a whole bunch. Now, there were so many different situations I ran into. The one situation I never ran into, the number one thing I never ran into, not once did I ever get accused of fishing someone's spot or like doing any of this stuff. Like I fished my own way. And so not one time on Rayburn for all those years when I was young, and on Livingston, no one ever accused me of like fishing their spots or doing what they did or like seeing them the week before and doing that. Not once. Never got accused of that. Ever. I was just young and doing good, and there was probably some jealousy, and I get that, and I was jealous of them at times because like they were really good too. It took me a while, I think, to earn some of those guys' respect, because I think after a while they saw how I approached things, how I did things, how I was on the water, and I eventually earned that respect from those guys. And that's all I wanted. Even when I started this YouTube thing, I was like, man, I'm not worried about trying to get 14,000 subscribers. I just wanted to earn the respect of other fishermen, right? Like the guys really into the sport, like that really knew it. Because that's the guys that I deal with most of the time. I'm not worried about some keyboard warrior or something like that. Like I wanted the respect of the guys fishing around me, right? The guys I was in the tournament with. Now, if you're not getting that respect, why does that have anything to do with this tournament? Like I said, when I watch a tournament like this, I'm watching it totally different than I think everyone else. I'm realizing this. I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, what are you even watching? Is this what you're really thinking about when you watch this? Absolutely. I am. I can't help myself. That's what I see. That's what I think about. That's where my mind goes. It's funny to me when guys like think they should get respect because of they catch fish. That's not how you get respect from catching fish. That's like tons of people can catch fish. I'm watching how you do it. Me personally, this is you want respect from me. I'm going to tell you how you earn respect from me. When you do things the right way, when you go about it the right way, when I see you on the water, the way you approach, like the way your interactions are with people on the water, the way your interactions are with me, there are guys around Rayburn that will never get my respect. They might change the way they do things, I'm not sure. But when they get into it with everyone on the water, like there's a guy on Rayburn right now I know of that like, he might be different now. He might not need to be this way anymore. He might not need to be this way because he did it so much when he like years ago. Everyone on that lake had an incident with this guy. Now, most people wouldn't know that, but like everyone, he's like, yeah, man, I caught him there last week. He saw me. Now he's there this week. Same thing over and over with every single person. It was always the same thing. And I heard about it. I looked past one or two guys. It was a lot. It was a lot of people. And I'm like, well, is he doing it now? No, he might not have to. Now he might now know every single spot or whatever it might be. Right? I mean, he didn't do it the right way. I don't think I've never heard of anyone saying, oh, I respect that guy. Not one. He wins tournaments. No one respects him, I don't think. I've never heard of anyone saying that. I've heard of fans of him or people that don't know him, but not within the community. Not within the tight-knit, now I wouldn't even say tight-knit community. Like, it got around. And stuff like that gets around. It does. And people, so like, they don't look at that as like, oh yeah, he's good. No. So this happens a lot. It happens a lot within our sport. And so what's funny is like, even like the commentators of bass, and I know they have a job to do, and this happens like everywhere around like all sports and everything. Commentators are there to like pump everyone up and to like, be like, sometimes, a lot of times commentators are like the biggest fans out there. Oh, this guy's the star and the best fisherman we've ever seen. Like that's what they do. Like sports commentators do the same thing. Like, this guy might be the best basketball player ever, the best football quarterback or whatever, like they pump people up because like, I get it, right? You don't want to be this hater. However, when you go into the sport of all these sports, not even fishing, but like all these other sports, and you ask the athletes always have a different idea of who the better player is than like commentators or this or that. Like the guys who played against them. They respect certain guys, right? I mean, it is what it is. And so like when I was on tour, when I started fishing the tour and stuff, and I didn't know, I'm fishing these events against people. And there were things that went on in these events that like, it's not even worth bringing up. But then there are these guys that just did stuff. And I'm at this event and I'm going, that dude can fish. The dude might have finished 14th place. But I found out what he was doing like after the event or this or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's impressive. That's like, wow. You know, then you see another guy who's like, I'm just telling you, like, he might have finished 5th in the event. And you find out how he caught him, and like, there's a freaking always this stuff backstage or this or that. And like, man, this guy wasn't there on day one. He came in on there because so-and-so saw us over there. And he, like, there's tons of that. I don't know what else to tell you. There's a ton of that stuff. And some guys make a pretty dang good career out of being that way. And then you got the other guys that were like always just off doing their own thing. And you can see it. Like there's guys out there that are never in that. They're always just doing their own thing. And I always looked at that and like respected those guys. I mean, I thought those guys were like, I thought they were freaking like true innovative fishermen, you know, that thought differently, that didn't care about what everyone else did, was always doing their thing. And they don't get as much glory sometimes, but man, they were respected within the industry. I'm not saying I'm that. I've tried to always be that. I don't fish the elite, so I'm not fishing BPT, like whatever. But even like around here, like where I fish and like around Texas and things, like there's some guys that impress me around Rayburn, but I've seen guys catch them on Rayburn. Like nothing really impresses me too much on Rayburn. I've seen it all from other guys, from whatever. But man, I see guys like catch them from another lake. Like they're pretty good over there. And then they come over here and catch them. And then they go over there and catch them. And they show up. And these team events are hard. They're a lot different than individual events. Like Toyotas, you gotta realize these Toyotas and all these things, they are a different animal, like opens and all this stuff. The information that can be passed along, because chances are there's like 75% of the guys that are locals on that lake that are really good aren't fishing sometimes the Toyotas and the opens. Sometimes you can get a lot of information from some guys that normally wouldn't help you. In the team events, if you're fishing a team event, I'm sure every guy that fishes a team event will tell you it's almost impossible to get information from someone. So like because everyone's in the event. Anyone that would give you halfway decent information is probably in the event. So like chances are in those team events, it's all you and your partner. So when I see some of these teams travel around and catch them on other lakes really well, and especially like depending on what lake we're at, I'm like, man, this was a hard event, and they caught them. I start looking at you differently. For me, this is my opinion, me personally. Like I start looking at you differently. I don't want to bring up live scope, but I will, because I saw some videos today talking about like live scope and this and that, and I shake my head because people are still delusional about it. Delusional in the fact of they want people to think a certain way about it. Like they're trying to convince a 50-year-old who doesn't really like it as much, or, you know, has it on his boat, but feels indifferent about it. They just think that guy, they want that guy to look at a 20-year-old who's catching them with live scope and has never caught them any other way. And they want that 50-year-old to respect that 20-year-old. He don't have to. He can, but he doesn't have to. Like I can't make someone respect me. Like I can't change that guy's opinion of what he thinks about it. the crazy part about this is, and no one's going to say it because they get crapped on sometimes, is that like they might think you catch them, but that doesn't mean they think you can catch them without live scope, or they know, like they haven't seen it happen. Like you go around live scope in every event and you catch them, they're like, yeah, that guy can catch fish. You think he's a good fisherman? This isn't me. This is almost everyone I talk to. So many guys. They respect the fact that they can catch fish. Do they respect the fact that they can catch them without live scope? Most of them have never seen it. It's always amazes me that you're going to change that guy's opinion. No. That guy's not going to sit there and go, oh yeah, that guy can catch him no matter what he does. Like no matter what, like in all conditions, do it with everything. And you're like, well, he has live scope on his boat. Yeah, he has to. He's fishing a tournament. He knows without it, he's like, or he can't hardly win a tournament without it anymore. Or he still can't win a tournament maybe because, he's not good with it. But he's like trying to figure it out or whatever it might be. But that doesn't mean he's going to respect some guy out there. He's like, man, I don't know, man. I think if you took it off your boat, I don't think you'd win this tournament. You're not going to change that guy's opinion. You can say, well, all these things, but in the end, you're like, yeah, but I still haven't seen it. That's my whole thing. It what brings me back to Mississippi, the upper Mississippi and Wisconsin, like the elites. You can say, oh man, this is like, I got my frog rods ready and my braid and I got all this stuff ready to go. And then we see you on camera and you're doing your live scoping, which is fine. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. But once again, you have your opportunity to change the narrative about you, and you don't. I'm not saying you should, but I think that's where they look at it. It's not always about catching fish. The commentators and these guys, they're always going to make it about catching fish. They always will. That's their job too. But I'm telling you, there's guys in that event that don't respect some of those fishermen. For a ton of different reasons. I think a lot of them is that. A lot of them might be how they act. A lot of them might be how they act off the water with some people. I don't know. There was guys on tour that I was like, I'd be sitting there and waiting in line listening to him talking like, that dude ain't, I got nothing to do with that dude. Now there's still guys like that. I'm like, man, like I just hear him. And it's just, there might be guys like that with me. I don't know. Most of the time, I'm quiet as can be in a weigh-in line. This is the stuff I think about when I watch these tournaments, and all that goes through my head. And a lot of guys are like, what does that have to do with anything? Well, it doesn't. I'm just telling you the way I think sometimes, the way I look at it. And then when people are asking for this respect or this or that, or they think, why do you look at people the way you do, or judge them the way, not judge them, but like, that's the stuff that goes through my head. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that goes through a lot of guys' heads. They think accomplishments are what gives you respect. And I don't believe that. Accomplishments don't, like, they gain you a little respect, but they don't give it all to you. And I think some of them don't realize that. I find all this interesting. I find that's what I look at this stuff because, that's the way I do. All right. Other than that, I still think this freaking Upper Mississippi River is an awesome tournament. I love everything. I love everything about it right now. It's so wild and diverse. I said I was going to get John Garrett on. I want to talk to John Garrett. I talked to him the other day and said, hey, I'm going to get you on the podcast. I didn't want to do it while he was in fishing season and stuff. But maybe I get him on next week or something. And I got some questions I want to ask him about stuff like this. It might be the only interview, since I don't know him that well, it might be one of the best podcasts I ever do because of the conversations. I think, I don't know, but I just have some questions I have, and he's kind of younger, so I'm kind of interested to hear his point of view on, like, I just want to know about, like, the areas and, like, how they go about breaking down this or any of this stuff. Because this place is vast, right? So it's big. So it's very hard to make judgments about anyone catching them or not catching them on this place, because I could see you getting. I could see you practicing for a long time and like not finding much. And then it looks like when you find them, it's very easy, which a lot of places are like that. This like when you find them, they're easy to catch. It's just like, it looks like needle in haystack sometimes for some of these things. So that's what I find interesting. Good tournament. Fun to watch.